the intricate fabric of human relationships, one of the most challenging threads to identify and manage is toxicity. Toxic people and situations can be challenging to navigate, and it is essential to equip ourselves with the ability to recognize and manage these situations. There are 9 tactics that toxic people commonly employ. Becoming familiar with these tactics will help you to recognize toxicity. The first tactic is stonewalling. Stonewalling is the act of abruptly ending conversations and providing the silent treatment. Toxic people will use these techniques to shut down conversations and then ignore anything you say. This silent treatment is both disturbing and disorientating, since it leaves the recipient unable to understand the cause of the problem or how to go about fixing it. Victims are therefore left painfully off balance. They are in limbo, if you will, not knowing where they stand, which is of course the objective of the toxic person. Lying is another tactic toxic people use. Toxic people are prepared to lie about anything and everything. The reason they do this is to destabilize and control. It is easy to be taken in by the toxic person's skilled lying, and as a result to make disastrous decisions based on what they say and request. Lying becomes habitual and utterly deceitful. They can never be trusted. Next, we have gaslighting. Gaslighting is a technique that toxic people use to make you feel that you are losing your mind, that you are at fault, that you are the abuser rather than the abused, and that you are emotionally unstable. Their intention is to make you feel guilty and therefore subservient.
Katie, why are you doing this piece? We agree, but I would do it.
No, I didn't.
I don't think your memory is serving you. Are you losing your mind or
But
something?
you told me that I would be doing this piece to help these people to understand toxicity.
I'm stopping this conversation right now. There's no point in carrying on. You'll have to work much harder. Here you've just observed an example of lying. I did in fact ask Katie to present on these tactics of toxic people, and I gaslighted Katie as well by using my dishonesty to make her feel like she was the one who was losing her mind. And then I was placing the guilt on her for being a terrible listener. Finally, I stonewalled Katie. I ended the conversation so that she couldn't explain herself or get any further clarity on my outburst.
Thank you, Vernon, for that not so lovely demonstration. May I now continue? Toxic people are also controlling. They have little or no empathy and view others as objects to control and do their bidding. As far as a toxic person is concerned, their victims are there to enhance them and their image. To satisfy their need for self-promotion, they systematically diminish the self-esteem of others by laughing at them, putting them down, belittling their achievements, and insulting them with inappropriate and condescending language. Next, let's look at isolating. Isolating is a tactic in which toxic people seek to isolate or separate their victims from their friends, family, and anyone who might help them see what is happening. The purpose of this is again to ensure total control of the victim and eliminates anyone who might seek to unlock this door of their elaborately constructed prison. Expressing mock remorse is another tactic toxic people use to ensure the cycle of their abuse to continue. Toxic people will often show remorse, apologising profusely for their dreadful behaviour and promising never to do whatever it is that they have done ever again. They will dissolve into tears and it is easy to be taken in. However, these crocodile tears are designed to gain sympathy and temporarily restore the relationship. Defrauding is a tactic that comes into play when a toxic person needs money to fund their lifestyle and their overinflated sense of importance. The toxic person will seek to obtain any funds the victim might have by deception, for example by promising to live together, working on joint ventures, only to disappear once the transfers have occurred. Harassing is a tactic that toxic people often use once their victim takes the sensible step of leaving. It is an exercise to regain control. The toxic person may send inappropriate texts at all hours, call, leave voicemails, send photos, and even engage in cyberstalking. The final of the 9 tactics toxic people use is being physically abusive. When toxic people feel threatened and do not get their way, they can become violent. Toxic people have disordered and ego-dominated minds. They are in fact out of rational control. So resorting to violence, known as the last refuge of the coward, can easily happen. Victims should be mindful of this, and if they have concerns for their safety or for the safety of their loved ones, should remove themselves immediately and contact the police or an appropriate authority, such as the domestic violence hotline. These toxic tactics aren't always loud and overt. Sometimes it's a whisper, a covert manipulation that slowly entraps the victim. Toxicity, whether overt or subtle, leaves a lasting impact. Recognize its signs early on can save us from much emotional turmoil. By understanding and trusting our instincts and staying informed about the behaviours toxic individuals exhibit, we empower ourselves to navigate the maze of human relationships more confidently and healthily.